So I want to share, let me see if I can share my screen here. So give me a sec. I want to share my screen as well as be on video. So you should be looking at my screen. And Mike, can you see it okay with the Marketing Implementation Roadshow?
Yep, we got it.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to do this live video to share with you guys that we just finalized the agenda, the speakers, all the content for this upcoming fall roadshow. So we are doing a 5-city tour for our clients. And this year, instead of focusing on cybersecurity like we have for the last couple of years, I decided to focus on crushing the barriers, and there's 5 of them, crushing the barriers to finally implementing a sales and marketing plan that works so you don't have to. So this is a day-and-a-half event where I'm going to be the primary speaker, and we are going to be giving you tools, new campaigns, new systems, new process, new way of thinking, new ways to get more marketing implemented. Okay, so I just pulled some stats. I thought you guys would be interested in seeing this. So we, as you know, I've been doing this for 18 years now, I think, working with MSPs, VARs, IT service companies, and we poll people a lot, not just in when they onboard as a customer, but also when they come to us for advice and help. And we ask them questions about how long they've been in business and what their average revenue growth is and how many leads they're generating and things like that. So over the last 5 years, I pulled all of that research and that data. And here's what I can tell you. Based on what I'm seeing in the channel, 76% of MSPs, IT service companies in the channel are doing under $1 million in revenue, and only 16% are in the $1 million to $3 million range. So that roughly means 92% of the IT services firms out there are small mom and pop shops, and they're running what a lot of people would call a lifestyle business. Now, a lifestyle business, if you're not familiar with the term, is sort of a business that's not really designed for growth. It's sort of, well, I just don't want enough to pay the bills. So what they are, basically techs with a few helpers. They're not a growth-oriented business. And, you know, that wouldn't be so bad if that's what they really, truly wanted, or it wouldn't be so bad if all of them were startups, and they're not, because only 6% of the people we polled were actually startups. The average number of years in business of the data I just gave you, the 92%, the average number of years they're in business is 11 years, which means that they're growing at a snail's pace. I mean, really at a snail's pace. And you got to look at over the last, particularly in the last 3 years, there has been even more demand for IT support and IT services as more and more businesses become reliant on data, on files, on technology, on email, on internet. So there's that need, plus cybersecurity. Just the cybersecurity field in and of itself, the solutions, the services, is growing 20% year over year. So if you're not growing 20% year over year, if you're only growing 10%, you really didn't grow 10%, you actually lost 10% ground. So, you know, I know some of you might say, well, Robin, why would I want to come to an event to learn how to implement marketing? Why do I even want to grow? And, you know, it's a valid question, because growth is not easy. Growth is painful. Growth is chaotic. It requires you to operate on a level of discipline, financial discipline, operational excellence and discipline, hiring and managing discipline, you know, that you don't have to do if you're a small business. If you're just a small business, you got 3 or 4 or 5, even 10 employees, you know, you don't need that much discipline, but you're not going to grow, obviously. So I understand the question of why to grow, but here's what I can also tell you. From my own personal experience in growing my business from the ground up, like literally no clients, no website, no money, no products, no services, and have grown the business to where we are today. And working also with literally over 8,000, I think it's closer to 10,000 IT service firms. Here's what I can tell you. When they come to me for help in marketing, I can see it in their eyes. I can see it in their spirit. They are exhausted. They are whipped. They are like done. And they're coming to me because they're desperate for growth. And the reason they're desperate for growth is because even a lifestyle business is not going to deliver the freedom that you think it is, right? So a lot of times they've been working in their business for over a decade, and they're still dealing with the same shit day in and day out. They still have cash flow issues, even though it's a small lifestyle business. They still have customer service issues. They still have hiring and management issues. They still have all the anxiety and the problems that come with running a business. But what really makes it bad is they have no revenue. Like their income is small, they're playing small, they're growing small. And maybe you can do that for a couple of years and be happy, but I promise you, when you start to get to really seriously think about retirement and building financial freedom for yourself, for your family, when you really start thinking about, and you've been doing this for a decade or you've been doing it for 20 years, you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be bitter, you're going to be resentful because you're doing all this work and you're just barely eking out a living. And I see it all the time. We actually just did an income survey where the vast majority of the channel is making $100,000 maybe dollars on average, 150 some of them, or less. A lot of them are making $60,000, $70,000 a year, and I'm telling you, that's not enough for you to pay off all your debts, to really save up money so that you can live for a year without taking a paycheck, to have real, true financial freedom. You're going to need more than that. And so that's why you want to grow. I mean, you could kid yourself for a while and say, well, no, I just want to play small, stay small. But I promise you, after you've been doing it for 10 years, 15, 20 years, maybe more, and you're getting towards retirement and you still got piles of debt and you still don't have money and you're still doing it all, you're doing, you're running the company, you're doing technical work, you're doing the sales, you're doing customer service, you're doing operations, you're doing taxes and bookkeeping and payroll, and you're trying to do whatever little marketing you're doing. When you start trying to do it all and you fail and you're not getting anywhere and you're not getting paid, you're going to get exhausted. And that's exactly why I wanted to dedicate this year's Roadshow to crushing the 5 barriers to finally implementing a sales and marketing plan that works so you don't have to. Because when you get enough revenue coming in, and you can grow the business profitably, get a customer profitably, it frees you up to hiring top quality people and not only attracting them to come work for you, but keep them and incentivize them to help grow the business so you don't have to do all the work. Because the reason that you're not able to hire people is because you probably can't afford them right now. So it's just a chicken and egg thing. So again, that's why we decided to take a break off of cybersecurity this year and go and talk to you guys about how do you grow. And maybe you don't want to be a $100 million a year company, but I do think that whatever size business that you're running, you should at least be, it should at least be delivering a really good salary to you as the CEO, a livable salary, something that you can take out of the business just like an employee and you can live off of, plus deliver a profit to you every quarter, every year, so that you can take that off the table, pay off your debts, invest in financial resources or your financial plan to get to where you're financially free, and even still simultaneously still reinvest in the business. Your business should be growing to a point where you can attract and keep really good talent, good people. And everybody says all the time, man, I have a hard time finding good people. That's why I can't grow. Well, a huge part of that is being able to pay them and giving them the opportunity to grow with your organization. So if your organization is not growing, one, you can't pay people, really good people, what they can make everywhere else. And number two, you won't have the opportunity to let them grow with you. So if you do get somebody who's good and ambitious and smart and hardworking, and you don't give them the opportunity to earn more, learn more, do cool things in your organization, the excitement that comes with it, the challenge that comes with that, you're going to lose those people to your competitors. So that's another reason for investing in growth. And I also want you to grow a business that one day you can sell and you can take all the chips off the table and go retire on a beach. And I'm not talking about you sell off a couple assets, like you sell off your contracts and you get a little bit of money and then you got to get a percentage ongoing, because a lot of the smaller MSPs, that's the deal you're going to end up with. And you don't want to figure that out when you're near the end of your game, when you're ready to retire, you're done working, you want to enjoy life, and you're going to still have this business like a ball and chain strapped to you, and it's going to drag you down emotionally and spiritually and financially and everything in every other way. So again, that's why I really want to focus this particular roadshow that you're looking at my screen here on that. Mike, do we have comments on that? I know I've been talking for a minute, but
yeah, we got a couple questions here. We got Amanda who said, would this be a good event to bring our marketing manager to if they've never been to a live event before?
Oh my God, yes. Probably more so than any event that we've done in the past, because this one we're going to be focusing on implementing systems and processes in your business. But I'm going over, can you guys see my screen here? Because I'm at marketingimplementationroadshow.com. Mike, can you see the screen all right?
Yeah,
okay.
We got the agenda page pulled up, and I know that is kind of really what you're going to go through today, because we just got the kind of the final stuff all wrapped up about a day or two ago.
Right, right. So let me kind of walk through what the agenda is and what I'm going to be covering, and I think that's going to answer a lot of your questions. So in my session, which is going to be the majority of the workshop, I have been working tirelessly, endlessly, testing, refining, that's just the way my mind works, to really try to simplify the marketing for my clients, because I always hear the number one complaint is, Robin, I love your stuff, but it's like drinking through a fire hose. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. So what I did is I've worked really hard to get down a plan in place, a marketing plan that you can implement that's repeatable. That's not like every month trying to come up with a new thing. Forget that. But I've gotten it down to 4 marketing oil wells that if you will implement them, just the 4, not 40, 4. If you will implement these, you don't need dozens of campaigns to grow. You only need these 4, and I can practically guarantee that if you will implement these campaigns the way I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give you all the tools, the templates, everything, you're going to double your business. I promise you, I've seen it. I've been testing this for about 2 years now with various rapid implementation workshops, looking at what our most successful clients are doing, and I'm telling you, there's 4 money oil wells that if you get these things nailed and you do them really, really well, you're going to see a significant change in your business. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. The other thing I'm going to talk about is how do you, the CEO, stay focused. How do you become 10 times more productive than you are right now? How do you get more done with the same amount of hours? Because, you know, there's an old saying that the fish stinks from the head down, or the fish rots from the head down. So I'm going to be talking about how do you get yourself out of overwhelm? How do you deal with overwhelm? How do you deal with chaos? And how do you get where you can really just crank out the work and be doing the right type of work? So I'm going to cover that. I'm going to talk about how do you build your money team? How do you build your team of sales and marketing people so that you're not having to do it all? Because if you're trying to be part-time CEO, part-time account manager for your existing customers, part-time outside salesperson closer, part-time sales support admin, and you're doing part-time marketing, you're all sliced up, and it's no wonder you can't grow. I don't care how efficient you are. There's no way you are going to grow your business without adding these people. And I'm going to talk about who do you add first, what's the scorecards look like, how does the team organize, where do you start when you're small, where do you know to add on. So we're going to talk to you about building that money team so that you are now elevated to CEO, and you can trust and know that these people are going to be bringing in you profitable deals, sales, profits, new clients on a regular basis, and not sort of this haphazard, well, you know, we hire somebody and they sort of work out or they don't work out, and then you got to hire somebody again and they don't work out, and you're wasting time and money and effort. I'm going to show you how to get rid of all of that. And the other thing we're going to really talk a lot about is putting your marketing on autopilot using technology, systems, automation, intelligence to really understand what's going on with the marketing and take out a lot of the manual labor so you don't miss lost opportunities, that you get the most out of everything that you do, and really reduce the complexity and the hours that you're investing right now to drive sales. Because I'm amazed, even though we're dealing with MSPs, IT people, how many of you are still doing way too much manual labor and not using technology to be efficient, at least from the marketing side I can speak from. Maybe on the other side of the house you're brilliant. On the marketing side, I'm going to show you how do you put as much as you can on autopilot, systems, processes to really maximize your results without doing a lot of work. And then also, how do you find hidden buckets of money in your business? I'm telling you right now, you're overlooking a lot of money just laying around in your business, and we're going to give you exact blueprints on how to find it, how to maximize it too, because once you find these opportunities, you really want to go. And how do you continue to do that as your business grows? Because there's always hidden opportunities. Mike, any questions about that?
Well, we've got a couple of questions in here. We've got one saying, how is this different from Rapid Implementation Workshop? And then a similar question saying, I've been to Rapid. Should I still come to this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would go to this because repetition is the mother of mastery. And I would say that even if you've been to Rapid, like I said, when you finish Rapid, and depending on when you went through, we started giving certificates of beginning, not certificates of completion. And that's because after 2 days, you kind of got it, but you don't really got it. And I think what's going to happen is this is going to take you to the next level, because we're covering things in this workshop like hiring and building your money team, more about the autopilot and systems and processes, really dialing in the 4 campaigns. There's going to be brand new content that I've never delivered before. And I already know from looking at the registration that a lot of our Producers Club members are coming because they know that every time they hear me speak, they get something new. I cover new content. I cover new strategies. And you're going to hear it through a different lens, because let's say you went to Rapid 2 years ago. I might, even if I go over the same stuff, you're going to hear it in a different lens, and it's going to have a bigger impact on you because you're in a different place in your business.
Okay, then we have a question about what's the difference between a $99 ticket and a $599 ticket?
Okay, good question. So clients only have to pay $99. If you're not a client of ours, meaning you've never bought a product from us, then it's $599. So if you are an existing client, you want to click the $99 button, get in on that rate. It's dirt cheap. And even at $599, I promise you, it's dirt cheap for the tools, the resources, the templates, everything you're going to get. Plus, this is just a dirt cheap way to recharge your batteries. And the reason it's cheap is because we have a lot of really great sponsors that every year back us. Datto is one of them, Rapid Fire Tools, ID Agent. You know, we've got some amazing speakers, and even Mark Haskelson of the Compliancy Group. These are great sponsors of ours, and they're picking up the majority of the cost. So that's why it's only $99 or $599 if you're not an existing client.
Okay, and similar to that, Chuck is saying it looks like if you're a client and bring an employee with you, what's the price? It's
$99 a seat. It's still dirt cheap. Trust me, it's worth it. You blow $99 on a weekend going out having a dinner, right? And that dinner only makes you fat, all right? I'm going to fatten the wallet, baby. How do you like that little transition? That was kind of
I like that, but I
totally
still like
lame.
dinner.
I just can't. I shouldn't improvise. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's $99. I mean, just bring them with you. And I love, like, when I go to events, I bring my team with me because you want them to hear what you're hearing. Because if you try to go back and distill a day and a half of content to them, it's never going to happen. If they're sitting there listening to you, you can, in the workshop, use it as a off-site planning session to here's what our marketing plan is going to start looking like over the next quarter, over the next year. So you can instantly be real time at the break. Okay, what are you going to do? How are we going to do this? How are we going to implement this? You take this, I'll take that. What's our next moves? And it's really productive to bring them here because this is an investment in taking your business to the next level. We're not getting into techie stuff in the sense of how to be a better engineer, none of that. We are going to be talking about things. Even one of the panels up here is the next generation MSP. We're going to be talking about new opportunities that we see coming down the pipeline for MSPs, IT services companies that are going to be big money. And you want to be ready for it. You don't want to be just flat-footed and let your competitors soak it up. You want to be ready for it. You want to staff for it. You want to plan for it. There's big money still coming into this sector, into IT services, in the cybersecurity, and we're going to be talking about that too. So bring definitely your marketing team, bring your sales team, because your sales team wants to here's how they can be more effective as well.
Okay, and I know you got to go on, but you haven't even gotten to the bonuses that they'll get. But I just want to welcome Bob. Just saw your ticket come in. Bill saw your ticket come in. Jennifer, your spot. Rodney, your spot is saved here. So you guys are all in. And then there's one more question before we go on. Ron said, if he can only make the first day, is it worth signing up for? Will he still get kind of tools, templates, and everything like that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you're going to be spending a day with me, and you know, I have a little bit of a reputation for delivering. Okay, so you're going to absolutely, you're going to get some great results, and you know, everything that I just talked about, this is all going to be on day one. Okay, the other thing that's going to happen on day one is Satima Fowler, who's my current spokesperson. So she started and grew Capstone IT with her husband Mike. She was still working full time in a job doing this Capstone IT part time. He took the leap of starting to run the company, and for years they had the company, I think, for about 5 years, and you know, we're doing $5,000 a month in revenue total, like, and now today they have done $1 million in net profit. So Satima came to me when she was an engineer, working part-time, struggling. Now she's truly the CEO of her organization, and she's going to talk to you about how she grew with all the problems, complexity. She's in Rochester, New York, so it's a competitive marketplace, but it's not like a New York. It's, you know, so I think that even our members who are in big cities are going to get something in the small towns as well. You know, so that's a presentation you absolutely don't want to miss, hearing it from somebody who's really been there and done that. Mike, who's on with me, you can see he's going to talk about building a list. This is a perennial, critical part of growing your business, is how do you build the list of qualified prospects from scratch? And even how do you get their email address? How do you get them to opt in so you can now communicate legitimately through email? And this is always a session people want to know. We're always finding new ways, better ways of list building. Mike's going to cover that. I've got Allison Felber, who runs our Infusionsoft division. She's going to be talking about push-button marketing. How do you get 4 to 5 times the results and work done in a fraction of the time that it's taking you right now with literally a skeleton staff? I've got Aaron on my team. Aaron's been with me for almost 10 years. He's going to talk about how do you manage your sales team. So as you hire your team, how do you use tools and systems and technology to not only make them efficient, but also see if they actually are doing the work. Are they really prospecting? Are they closing deals? And also just to kind of figure out, if they're selling and prospecting, where is it falling down in the process so you can troubleshoot it? You guys understand troubleshooting. Half the problem, probably 90% of it, is figuring out where the problem is, because once you know what the problem is, you can solve it. But a lot of times when you hire salespeople, marketing people, you don't know why are they not getting the results? And often they don't even know. So we're going to show you how to take all the drama out of it, how to just make it plain and simple as possible for managing your sales team. I've also got the folks at ID Agent talking about how to use ID Agent's dark web scan, or just how to use a dark web scan to get in the door of larger companies, sell managed services. And one session that's not announced yet is that panel that we are going to have of what's the future, what's the next generation MSP look like, and that's being hosted by Datto. Datto is our a regular sponsor of ours. They're a great partner of ours. They have a lot of knowledge, industry knowledge, and we are going to be bringing some of their top-level people in. Satima is going to be on that panel, and we're going to be talking about some things, some new services I bet you never even thought that you could deliver and sell, that are going to add a lot of profit to your bottom line, help you get into larger accounts, enterprise accounts, use your existing resources and tools and everything you've got right now to generate more revenue, more profits per client. We've got another session from Mark Haskellson of the Compliancy Group talking about how to sell compliance as a service. Again, that I still see that as being a huge area where there are budgets. Cybersecurity, compliance, there's budgets for this. It's not like going into a small business owner and trying to get a check out of them. It's like, I'm talking about there are companies that are being mandated by law. They got a gun to their head. They have to spend money on cybersecurity, backup, compliance, and you want to be able to be there to take part of that business. If you're not offering it, you're missing out on this continual profitable revenue stream. And in fact, Mark and I were talking, and we know that the MSPs that are selling compliance strapped on to what else they're doing are making 2 to 3 times the profit per customer because there is budget, they have to spend it, it's urgently needed, and there's still not a lot of people offering it. So it's an area where you can stand out, be unique, and make a lot of money. All right, and then I'll go up here while I'm waiting for Mike, do you have any other questions? I can talk about the bonuses.
Just a real quick question. Stefan was asking about any special pricing on the rooms at that or close hotels.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you register, we have hotel room blocks. But, guys, Airbnb it. Hotels are that's the least of your worries. Like, you shouldn't even worry about that. The question you got to ask yourself is spending a day and a half with me and my team and leaders in this industry, and I'm talking about true leaders, truly successful people, is that going to be worth $99? I mean, to me, I guess I don't understand it. To me, it would be a no-brainer. I remember when I was flat broke, really flat broke, driving from Nashville, Tennessee, all the way up to New Jersey to go to events that were at the time being led by a peer group of mine that was tied in with Tony Robbins, right? Now, you can laugh, whatever. I mean, we weren't doing firewalks. But I would get in a car because I couldn't afford a hotel room. I would drive up, spend the day, and literally drive back. I know it wasn't the safest thing. It was insane when I think about it because I never fell asleep at the wheel. I'd drink like a gallon of coffee through an IV, right? But, man, I'll tell you, when you need to grow, when you need to learn, not only do you need the tools and how to get there, but you want to be around people who are doing it now so they can inspire you, so they can lift you up. So forget about it. Hotel rooms, travel, guys, seriously, it's easier today with Uber and Lyft and Airbnb, and you can get a cheap hotel. All of these are in metropolitan areas like LA and DC and Chicago. They're all there's plenty of hotels. If you don't like the one we're staying at, you can find another one, get an Uber over. It's not hard at all. I promise you it's going to be worth it. Mike, any other questions, or do you want me to go through bonuses?
Just want to welcome. We got Jan, Jeff, Marco, Bob, Matt, Bill, Chris, and Jennifer. I'll see that your spots have come in, and those are saved. And it looks like it's $99 per seat, not per company, but you can bring a couple people with you, and it's just $99 per seat at the event there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see the people are getting registered now. Good. You're going to love it. You're going to freaking love it. Do it, okay? I'm excited because this is going to be great content. This is new content I've never done before. And we're also piling on a bunch of bonuses because, when we do Roadshow, the purpose just for even having Roadshow is for me to get out into the trenches and engage with clients, people who aren't in accelerators or producers club, although they will be there, right? So we're going to have plenty of producers and accelerators members there, which is good for you because, again, these are people that are have implemented the campaigns. They're going through it. They can talk to you at the lunches, the breaks. You're going to get as much value at talking to other people at the event as you're going to get what's going on stage. But really the reason we do Roadshow is so I can come out to people who have bought the toolkit, bought a blueprint, some other program with me, and get them re-engaged and reignited and refocused on growth, on business strategies that's going to make them wealthier, more successful, give them more freedom in their lives and their business, right? So that's what this is. So we pile on the bonuses. And we always get and again, we get the sponsors to pay for most of this. So the good news is it's dirt cheap and you're getting an extreme amount of value. And one of the bonuses I'm going to give you is my extreme productivity blueprint. Folks, I'm telling you, I run a 20 million plus growing company, and I do it with a skeleton staff. I've got right now 33 employees. And I promise you, I am not working 24/7, 365. I work hard, I do, but I am not working until 8 o'clock every night. I'm still able to take, this year I'm taking 3 vacations with my family. I'm relaxed. I walk my dog for an hour every single night. That's my me time, if you will. I still have dinner with the kids every night. I mean, my life is normal. I'm not working so much that it's overwhelming me. It's because I know how to be productive. And I'm going to give you my personal strategy secrets, if you will, for productivity. The other bonuses that we're going to give you, and this second one is for our Infusionsoft clients, because about 60-70% of our Producers Accelerators members are on Infusionsoft. We've got 4 brand new campaigns we're going to give you completely free. We're downloading them into your app. We're getting them set up. So that's another bonus, which is huge. And especially the trade show campaign and the Evergreen webinar, those 2 are just phenomenal. I mean, these are brand new, and they are marketing oil wells that you can implement. And you could see that other attendees, you can go up here, you can look and see what they've had to say about previous ones. But those are going to be the 2 really huge bonuses that we're going to give away at Roadshow. Mike, what else should I cover? What other questions?
Yeah, so Robin, I know that these are the 2 bonuses we have on here, but I know we've got 2 other bonuses for people who reserve their spot right now, and I didn't know if you wanted to talk about the appointment generating miracle and the 4-week fast start at all real quick.
Sure. I was going to kind of save that as a serendipitous surprise.
I'll just edit it out of the video, Robin. We're good.
Well, no, everybody's going to get it. I mean, so I was kind of reserving it to give you guys even more value, kind of like you buy, and then it's like, oh, by the way, I'm giving you this free and this free. So there's 2 things. Like Mike said, one is the appointment generating miracle. And the appointment generating miracle is a program where I map out every single detail on how to hire, compensate, manage an appointment setter for your business. And I think this is a really essential hire for all of you, because getting appointments with good qualified prospects requires not only the marketing, but it requires a person to do everything from following up on referrals and inbound leads. Let's say you do a trade show and you get a bunch of business cards. Well, who's going to call those people and book those appointments? I would not like you to do it. You're the CEO. Number 1, it's a lot of work. Number 2, you probably do a shitty job because you're so busy doing everything else that you're going to let a bunch of them fall through the cracks and miss out on the opportunities and not follow through. So just implementation requires it. And it's bad positioning. I don't want you being the one setting your own appointments. So how do you hire somebody who will manage all the inbound leads, the referrals, the opportunities, who will send out the shock and awe boxes, who will do everything to prep for the meeting, confirm the meeting, move the meeting if necessary? That's a full-time job. Or you can even hire someone part-time. But it's an appointment setter role, and it's the one thing I wish I had done sooner in my business. And the clients that I have who take this in-house, not outsource it, but take it in-house, just do extremely well with it. They get regular appointments, and this person manages all of it, getting the appointment, confirming the appointment, qualifying the prospect, sending out shock and awe materials, following up with next actions, and it's a huge relief. So I'm going to give you everything in the appointment generating miracle. Even how to recruit them, the job ads, the scorecard, the employee scorecard, the comp plan, how do you manage them, the tools, the resources, the scripts, what do you get them doing? All of that, I'm going to give that to you, and that's the appointment generating miracle. That product alone is a $600. I can't remember exactly. I think it's a $600 product, I know it's at least in that range. Then the other thing I'm going to give you is our brand new 4-week fast start, and the 4-week fast start is a series of our best campaigns, the ones that are the easiest and have been proven to be the most effective, and I give them to you in a 4-week plan implement one per week, and results are going to be phenomenal. So that's also included when you enroll in the Roadshow. So literally what I would suggest you do is get registered now, get your hotel and all that taken care of, then go through the 4-week fast start. And before you even show up, you're going to have opportunities and sales, and you're going to get a lot of value from that. And you're going to be in the right kind of mindset to say, okay, now this 4-week fast start, I got it going, I got it started, now I want to take it to the next level.
Okay, perfect. Just want to welcome our last couple. We got Zach, Susan, Marcello, and Sam. I don't think I'd welcomed. Got your spots reserved. Let's see. We have a question from, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Yaigel. Says, basically, what's the cancellation policy if they have to change dates or something like that?
Well, if you let us know, I believe it's, I'll have to look at, I think it's like a week out. Like if you let us know within a week that you cannot attend, you can always go to a different city. So you can cancel, and hotels and stuff like that, as long as you give them like 24 hours, I think, and you got to read the small print. But most hotels, if you give them at least 24 hours to maybe 48 hours notice, you don't have to pay them anything. So you would have to deal with maybe the flight issue and just transfer it to another city. Again, most airlines, that's simple to do. But if you can't make it, just let us know. Now, if you don't give us any notice, then you don't get the refund if you just no-show. But we are going to record one of the sessions. So I'm not going to record all 5, but we typically wait till we've done the 3rd or 4th one and really get it, where it's dialed in, and we'll record it, and we will make that available to everybody who registers and shows up. But please don't use that as an excuse, I'm just going to sign up for $99 and get the recording, because that's not good. Part of what you want to do is have the hallway conversations with your peers. I can't stress that enough. I polled our members, our Producers Club members, it was a couple years ago, because I was looking for, I went to them and I said, hey guys, why would you recommend somebody go to boot camp, which is another event that we run, but why would you recommend somebody come in person versus just watching virtually? And overwhelmingly, they all pretty much said the same thing. They said, Robin, I love what you do on stage, and it's incredibly valuable, so don't take this as a slight. But they said, the conversations we have in the hallways with our peers, even the conversations with the vendors who you actively avoid having a conversation with in your business, it gives you an opportunity to see what's new and what's going on. Because, like my mentor Dan Kennedy says, you never get rich being Amish. And the Amish, if you know the Pennsylvania Dutch, the Amish that live up in Lancaster, they've been doing things the same way they've been doing things for hundreds of years. There's not a lot of technological breakthroughs happening in Lancaster, okay? Now, not to be down on those people. They're wonderful people, right? But when you're in business, you can't get rich being Amish. If you just sit in your office and you only talk to the same people every day, and you don't get out to see what's new, what's going on, what are different business models, what are different vendors, what are new opportunities, something's going to spark you. You're going to pick up something that you did not know about, and it's going to be the breakthrough you've been looking for. And often that does not happen on stage. Often that happens with the conversation you have with your peers at the coffee breaks. At breakfast, we provide you lunch, so you're all able to sit together with other peers at lunch and at breaks, and we have cocktail receptions, all these things. We give you these opportunities to talk to your peers. And if you're struggling with anything, when you come into the event, tell me, tell one of my team members, hey, do you know somebody who I wish I could find somebody who knows how to comp people, or I wish I knew somebody how to price manage services or how to sell advanced cybersecurity solutions. Mention that, and we will connect you with people that are there at that event with our more successful members, or maybe just somebody who's got that figured out, who's right where you are and just figured it out. And we'll sit you with those people. And you can't get that watching the recording at home. And besides, it's good to get a break and get out of the office, because when you're so stuck and mired in all the problems and all the to-dos, sometimes you got to get out of your environment to have that, just some thinking time. So even though we will give you the recording, please, 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 I'm telling you, you got to come to the event to get the tools, the templates, the networking. You got to do it. Please do yourself a favor, all right, and register and go.
Okay, so Robin, got a quick question. They're asking about how long, or let's see, how many seats are available. So I know we have like all 5 are different with the spots available, but these do fill up every year in the past. I believe you've sold out well before the events.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, right now, Vegas, no surprise there. Vegas is like filling up really fast. But yeah, we have hard limits on all the seating. We have to book these hotels 2 years out. So we try to arrange it so that we get the most, that we can for our members. But we have sold out. We have turned people away at every. I won't say every event, because I'm not going to be dishonest. I'm not going to be some marketers. Oh, we sell out. Yeah, whatever. But we have. So in previous years, all but I think it was one event we sold out completely, and we literally had to turn people away. And I can't remember what show it is, but it was still full. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like you're going to show up and there's 3 people sitting there. I mean, these events are packed. And if you've been to them in the past, you know the room is full. We try and maximize it as much as we can. We know how to set up seating to maximize the room. We actually even oversell the events because we know there's going to be a little bit of attrition. So when we're sold out, I mean, we are literally sold out. We had because we learned our lesson. We had one event where we actually oversold a little bit and our no-shows actually showed up. We had people lined up against the back wall in chairs just to fit everybody in. I mean, the room was like, there wasn't an inch of room. We had to maximize that. So yeah, there could be, you could miss out. So if there is a place you want to go, if one's local to you and you want to go because it's local, or maybe you're looking at one of these cities and you go, hey, you know what? I like DC. I want to go, I want to go take my kids. I want to go tour some of the monuments that are out there, or you've got family there. If there's a particular event you want, make sure you get registered, because I promise you, as we get closer, we will sell out. There's a very high probability we're going to sell out every seat.
Yeah, and was just looking at the numbers, and both Randall and Charles just got their tickets, and between the two of them, they got 5 tickets. So
yeah,
LA
it'll sell
just
fast.
overtook Las Vegas here on there,
Mm-hmm.
And then also welcome Mike. Saw your ticket just come in. So we got a question from a Producers Club member here. He says, if they're in Producers Club, do they still attend the Accelerators Club half-day session?
Well, you can talk to Mark about it. So Mark Sheehan from my team is doing a special half-day workshop just for our Accelerators members. And I don't want to say yes because I haven't had that question, so we haven't had that discussion. But if you're a Producers Club member and you're thinking that it would be beneficial, I would just say reach out to Mark or Jeff. You guys know, if you're producers or accelerators, you know the channels of how to get that question answered, and see if it's available. Now, I would tell you we might have to take it on a case-by-case basis. There may be some cities where we really are sold out, and we might be able to do it. I don't see any reason why not. It just may be a space available, so that's why I don't want to say absolutely yes. So I would say reach out to my team, and I would believe if we have the space, then I see no reason not to have you go. But I know we have some space restraints, particularly for Mark's special unique session that we've got for accelerators.
Okay, and real quick, we got Al saying he bought the toolkit, but he's not in Apprentice. Is he a client?
Absolutely, yeah. If you bought the toolkit, the managed services blueprint, if you've bought, if you've bought a product from us, you are a client. And we've been reaching out to our client base with, we just started doing some emails. We just dropped a direct mail piece some of you should be getting to invite you. So if you're getting that promotion, then absolutely you're a client and you will benefit, because the other thing is this content is not going to be based on what product you bought. This is going to be about productivity, about building your money team, about automation and systems in your marketing, and really building marketing oil wells to reduce the manpower, the time, the effort, and maximize your results simultaneously. And that doesn't matter if you're selling cybersecurity, managed services, break fix, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And if when you come to the event, if there's other resources that will help you, I mean, we could talk about it then. But I would say just get your butt to one of these. I'm actually just looking at the registration. I just saw Susan Fahrenkrug register for Chicago. Susan is badass. Let me tell you guys, I'm going to brag on her for a second, okay? I know this is off topic, but it's important. This is the kind of people you're going to meet. Susan came to us, I think she had done $59,000 in revenue for the entire year. She was a brand new startup, one-woman show. She came to Rapid Implementation, and that was, I think, in October, November of last year. And since then, today, I believe she's done $1.2 million in sales, and I mean million with the little pinky, right? Badass, all right? So don't tell me you can't do it. So this is the kind of people you get to be around who are, they don't always have to be running $20 million year businesses. They could be doing $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, but figuring out things that where you're stuck. And that's why you want to come to these events. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. I just saw her enrollment come through. I was super excited to see that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know we've talked about her and her success. I think we were just talking about her on Monday. Mark was giving some updated numbers on her. So, yeah, just real quick, we had a couple people write in that one of the dates is Yom Kippur, and we know that. We know with the scheduling, we do the best that we can, but that's why we do have 5 dates in 5 cities, tried to get the best dates that we could. So if that is a bad date, I think that's the Newark.
It's the Newark show.
Yeah, just come down to D.C. In September if you can make that. I know it's a little bit down the road, but it's be well worth your while.
Yeah, it's not that far. That's even dry. Yeah, I mean, like the other thing is we try very, very hard to book these events, and it's not easy because we have to find the right kind of venue because, believe it or not, I mean, we typically get about 150 people per show, and not all hotels can handle that. Plus, we also want not only just 150, but we also have to have room where we don't like people eating in the same room. So we like the hotels we pick, first of all, have to be in a geographically good area where people can get to. They've got to be the right size. They've got to have the two, criteria of being able to hold that many people and have them eat in a separate room. And then we got the issue with dates. And so I know I can't expect you guys to know this because you're not in the event business, but we have to book these 2 years out. And it is a giant undertaking to work around all the schedules of different venues, different cities, events we're doing with the right fit hotels. And so unfortunately, sometimes, we're going to schedule something, on a not perfect weekend. But there's you got to understand, there's all the religious holidays. There's other holidays too. It's not just religious holidays. There's other holidays. We have Producers Club and Rapid Implementation events planned. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So unfortunately, we are aware of it, but sometimes we just have to book it. And it's not done to be hurtful. I wish it wasn't that way, but there's just sometimes that we're really left with only a few options. But like Mike said, go to D.C. or go to Chicago or come out to L.A.'s beautiful, and even in August. I know it's usually hot, but L.A.'s always beautiful. Or come to Vegas in November. I mean, everybody likes Vegas. I mean, but you better book Vegas because that one always sells out first because people do like coming to Vegas, and it's going to be in November, so it'll be great temperatures, and you're going to have a lot of fun. All right, what else?
Okay, yeah, and I know you got to go in a minute. So this is part of the danger of having a bunch of IT and MSP folk on here. We got some comments. Looks like someone's still using Windows 7 here. Maybe you need to talk to an IT guy.
Oh, yeah. It's already scheduled to upgrade, guys. Just relax.
Yeah. So let's see. If you have any last questions, go ahead and put those in the chat. But to grab your spot, it's just go to that marketing implementation roadshow.com. I've got the link in there a few times. I'll put it in again and just select your date. Just while we've been on, I've seen it looks like 25 seats have been reserved in the time we've been on. So I think it's more than that.
I think it's more than that. No, I'm looking at it, Mike. It's
okay. Yeah, no,
a lot more than that.
A few minutes ago. So okay, very cool. So And, I mean, we've been open for a little bit. You've got the mailers. If you have any questions, though, go ahead and throw those in now. But, Robin, just before you go, I know you got another call to jump onto.
I do. I'm talking to Robert Hershevek next. Do you guys know Shark Tank? Yeah, so I can't be late.
Yeah, so we had a bunch of people jump on late. Do you want to just kind of end with who this is for, and then I'll stick on to answer any kind of technical questions or dates or anything?
Yeah, so who should attend? Again, obviously you can go to this Who Should Attend tab and you can see like any of our clients who want to automate or systematize or delegate their marketing to a higher level, it's just my experience that many MSPs are working way too hard, and it's kind of surprising to me. I learned a lot by doing our rapid implementation workshops because we literally stand over people and I watch them do marketing campaigns. Like, I make them do it, right? And I watch them and they're like henpecking out one email, and I give them like 30 minutes to do a campaign, and you got a guy who's like, well, I got 3 emails out. And then and then I think, well, it's no wonder you're not doing marketing. Holy shit. I mean, that's like, you cannot scale that way. I mean, so they're not using tools, they're not using automation, they're not being strategic, and these are not dumb people. I want to be very clear. I think it's just, they just don't know. I think you just don't know what tools are out there or how to put it together, because you guys know how to do automation. You guys know technology. I mean, and so it's not that you're stupid. So anybody who wants my clients who want to get this on using tools and systems, like you dial in your managed services offering with your tools, it's the same thing with the marketing. It's not that different, but still so many are just trying to piece it together. The other person who should be there, obviously, if you're struggling to implement consistently, not one-off, not once in a while when you get desperate, I'm talking about consistently. And then if you just want to exponentially improve your sales and marketing efforts, for $99 and the content we're going to deliver and the tools and the resources you're going to get, this is the best investment you're going to make, hands down. This is not like some other event you go to where you kind of see new vendors and it's like a big vendor pitch or whatever. This is solid, actionable content where you leave with tools and templates and checklists. This is not bullshit. You are going to get real value. So if you want to take your business to the next level, if you're tired of being small, if you just feel like you've got these barriers, like you just can't get beyond yourself, that's why you want to be at this event.
Okay, awesome. I guess we just want to end. Charles just said, can you answer a little bit more about the automation and what we're talking about there? First of all, we need a CRM of some kind, and not just CRM, by the way, PS, but you need marketing automation. So a lot of what I see MSPs doing is they're using their PSA tool. They're using ConnectWise, Autotask, some Tiger Paw, whatever, pick one, right? They're using some kind of some sort of a professional service automation platform to handle tickets and to bill customers and stuff. And they're all essential, that you absolutely need that for your business. And I agree with it 1,000%. However, they are not CRM tools and they are not marketing automation. Okay. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to brush your teeth with a hammer. So a hammer is a great tool when you use it appropriately. But if you try to use a hammer to brush your teeth, you're probably not going to get great results. And so you need to have something in place that manages, organizes, helps you consistently implement marketing communications to prospects as well as to clients. You also need ways to get reporting tools to know how many leads are coming in, to track the leads, what happened to them. There's just a simple example is you're getting referrals and leads right now. The question is, where are they organized? How do you know you're following up? I guarantee you, if I were to dig around in the inbound leads that are coming in, it's probably, I get an email, it comes in your inbox, and then you got to email them
and that's all that you're doing. There's no systems to it, there's no process to it, and there's no tool to manage that lead to make sure you follow up and it comes to some kind of successful outcome. Even if that outcome is, I need you to call me back in 3 months, and then what if you call them, are you calling them back? You're probably forgetting, and then what else are you doing within those 3 months to keep them hot, to keep them warm, to keep them, their attention on you? Or maybe the outcome is they book an appointment. Well, great. Now you book an appointment and you do a proposal, then what? Are you following up properly? Are you forgetting about it? Are you dropping the ball? See, all this requires, there's my call. That just popped in, right? All of this requires some sort of tools and automation, even with salespeople. With salespeople, it requires you to, track and measure and make them efficient. So it's a lot to get into. I don't know if that answers your question. Because
thanks. I got the answer now, so it's much appreciated. So, Robin, I know you've got to go. I'll stick around here for a few minutes. So thanks so much, Robin.
Okay, I'm rolling. Thanks, guys. Register. I'll see you at the event.